Hello dear students, so here I am with the solution of the chapter wise test given in the NT Abhyas. They have just released this work, power and energy for the NEET students. So I've just solved it and done the analysis. So as per my analysis, it was a very nice paper, a very good practice paper to review your concepts. As per me, 15 questions can be regarded as easy, 13 questions were of you can say so difficulty level, and 2 you can regard as difficult. So in this paper, what I feel, if you are scoring 85 plus, that means you are in a good track and you are doing good enough. And if you are scoring 105 plus means you are not doing mistakes more than 3 questions. That means you are doing fabulous. So that is what I have to say regarding this. Now let's see what is there in each and every question, and do refer to the solution. No need to do the complete one, refer the ones which for you felt difficulty. And I always advise students to watch those videos only after you have attempted the paper. That would be the best thing. Hello students, so first question. An engine pumps water continuously through a hose. The speed with which the water passes through the hose nozzle is given as V, and K is the mass per unit length of the water jet as it leaves the nozzle. What is the rate at which kinetic energy is being imparted to the water? That means simply the power. Power is simply what you say is the rate at which energy is imparted, dk by dt. So you can write it like dk by dt of, let's say, half mv square. So what we have here, we can have it like a half dm by dt into v square. Now in the question we are given mass per unit length. So I can rewrite it as mass per unit length dm by dl multiplied by dl by dt. What I have done, I have multiplied it and divided by dl. The thing remains the same. And what is dl by dt? Dx by dt or dl by dt is your speed, and dm by dl is mass per unit length is k. So it becomes half kv cube. So we'll go with option B. So that is going to be the answer here. This is half mv cube. Okay, let me put it more darker. Yeah, next one. A cricket ball of mass 500 gram traveling at a speed of 20 meter per second is caught by a fielder. In doing so, he withdraws his hand back through 40 centimeters. Calculate the work done by him. So simply what we can say, the work done, simply use the kinetic energy theorem, the work energy theorem that we say. So we say that W net is equal to delta K. So the work done by the fielder is the change in kinetic energy, which is half m v square minus u square. Finally the ball is at rest, that means v is 0, so its work is negative. So questions typically ask the magnitude of the work only. Ideally it should be with the negative sign. So the mass is 500 grams, that is 0.5 into u square, that is 20 square. So what we get it as minus half into 0.5, this becomes 1 by 4, and 20 square is 400, so it comes out as minus 100 joules. So the work done will be 100 joule. That would be my pick of the option. Next. Particle is projected vertically upwards with a speed of 16 meter per second. After some time, when it again passes through the point of projection, its speed becomes 8 meter per second. It is known that the work done by air resistance is same during upward and the downward motion. Then the maximum height attained by the particle is. Okay, so what I can get out is, let's say it went up with 16, it goes up till the maximum height, and then it returns with the speed of 8. And the question says the work done by air resistance is same during upward and downward motion. So let me call it A to B and then B to A. So first let me write the energy equation for A to B. So what I can say, initially it was kinetic energy, finally it is potential energy plus the energy lost. So what I can say, the total energy initially was half m16 square. That would be now utilized either as, let's call this height as h. So it would be mgh plus the energy loss dissipated, that is the work done by the force, will let's say be W. Question says the work done by the resistance going up and down is the same. Similarly, now from B to A again, finally what we have kinetic energy half m into 8 square plus the energy is dissipated, so it would be W plus half m 8 square, that would be equal to the initial potential energy, that would be mgh. So be very careful. In the first case, we have written mgh plus W because the kinetic energy initially was more, and from B to A we know the energy at B is more, potential energy at B is more, kinetic energy at A would be lesser, so the work would be added with that kinetic energy thing, or you can say subtracted from mgh. So now what we can do, we can simply add the two equations. The W will get cancelled. What we have, half m into 16 square plus 8 square, that would be 2 mgh. So what you get, m and m get cancelled, and this height 16 square 256, 8 square is 64, 2, that would be 4 and 10 40. So this is 0, this is 12, this is 320 by 40, so it comes out as 8 meters. So go for option A for this particular case. Next, The momentum of the body is this and its mass is this. Find its kinetic energy. So we know kinetic energy for a single object is p square by 2m. So what you can say, p is 850, so 850 into 850 over 2m is 2 into 40, that 0 and 0 get cancelled. So now make it out. What we have, this is 850 into 85. So and do the calculation if you wish. You have to do, no point in 85 by 8 I can write. So 85 by 8 would be 10 point something. So it would be greater than 8500 something, and it would be 10 point something. How much something, because there are two options seems to be closer, so we need to solve completely. So what else we do, we have to solve, no option left. So it would be 10 point, and let's say 50 would be 10.6 I suppose, 625. So now what we have, so it would be 85 into 106.25. You can relate it like this. So what we are done with now, you have to do the calculation, nothing else. So what we do, 85 5s are, that is 425. 85 2s is 170, and 42, that is 212. 85 6 are, that would be 85 425 plus 85, that would be I think 505, and 510 and 25 31. So 53, 3 here, 5 goes there. So 85 plus 5 9033.25, that is what I am getting. Maybe slight mistake in my some calculation, but it is closer to this value, so I'll go with the option C. You can correct it if you can see, but it would be closer I suppose. Next one. Particle of mass 40 grams slides along a track with elevated ends in the flat horizontal bottom. Okay, and at the bottom where the horizontal portion begins, a spring is kept, something like this. Okay, and the particle slides down the incline from a height of, so this height is 19.6 meters, and reaches the spring and compresses it by 19.6. So let's say this was the spring, and finally it compresses it here by 19.6 centimeters. That was meters. Okay, so what I can say, let's say it starts from here, kinetic energy was 0. This block, let's say initial speed is 0, and here the final speed is also 0. This point is A, this is B, this is C. So directly I can say for A to C, treat the system as the particle plus earth plus a spring. So we know the two agents are doing work on the particle, one is spring and one is gravity, both are included in the system. So what I can say, from A to C, delta K is 0. So what we can say, the loss in gravitational potential energy would be equal to gain in spring potential energy. So this loss, that is mgh, that would be equal to half k x square. So that is what we have got. So what we are searching for, we are searching for k. So k comes out as 2 mgh over x square. Put the value, this is 0.04 because it is 40 grams. G, let me take as 9.8 because 19.6 whenever it is written, we know it is 9.8 into 2. And what we have now with half k x square, mgh, h is 19.6 meters and x square is 19.6 centimeter, that is 0.196 into 0.196. So what we can do, we can multiply it here. This would be 100, and let's say this would be 50. So what we are left with, this 100 becomes 8 into 50 into 8, that becomes 400 newtons per meter. So you do it, the option comes out as A, that is the correct answer. Next one. Two particles acted by same net force. Okay, net force is same. For same time, always have the same kinetic energy. I think work done is F into X. So if force is same, X must be same, not the T. Now what is the second statement? Two particles acted by same net force having same displacement always have same kinetic energy. Yes. So this one is right, this one is wrong. So which of the options? So option D will be the choice of mine. Now seventh question. An engine can pull 4 coaches at a maximum speed of 20 meters per second. Mass of the engine is twice the mass of every coach. Okay, assuming resistive forces are proportional to the weight of the train and velocity to approximate maximum speed of the engine, it is pull instead of 4, 12 and 6 coaches. So here we can say the force delivered by engine at the peak end would be equal to the force of the resistive forces, which is given proportional to, let's say, k times mass into velocity. So this factor should remain same, or you can say that maximum speed would be inverse to the mass. That is what I can directly say. So initially we had 4 coaches plus engine. So 4 coaches plus engine. So let's say its mass is m, so it is 4m and it is twice, so to 2m, so that was 6m mass. Okay, and then the speed was 20. Now when 12 coaches are there, so 12 coach plus engine, so that would be 12 plus 2, that is 14m. So mass has become, what you can say, 14 by 6 times. So the speed will become 20 into 6 by 14 times. That I can directly do from proportionality. So what we are left with is 3 by 7. So it is 60 by 7. 60 by 7 is 8 point something. So 8 point something, we have 2 options. Okay. Next one. 6 coaches So 6 coaches, 6m plus 2m, that is 8m. So when you have 8m, that would be 20 into what we can say 6 by 8. Masses increase, so speed will decrease. So what we have 3 and this is 4, this is 5, 5 and 3, 15. So 8.5 and 15, that would be the choice. So go for option A in this particular situation. So it's a nice question. Next one. Body goes from some position R1 to R2 under the influence of constant force. So you know work done is F dot S, and S is what? R2 minus R1. So what we have? 4i cap plus j cap plus 6k cap, and displacement R2 minus R1. So you do 3 minus 2, that is I cap, minus 4 minus 3 minus 3, that will become minus 1 j cap, and 5 minus 4, that would be 9k cap. So do the dot product. That would be 4 into 1 plus 1 into minus 1 plus 6 into 9. So it is 4 minus 1 plus 9, 6 are 54. So 54 plus 4, 58 minus 1, that is 57 joule positive. That is the work done by the force. Simple question based on basic work. Next one. If W1, W2, W3 represent the work done in moving a particle from A to B along different path 1, 2, 3 in the gravitational field. I know gravitational field is a conservative field. So what would be the relation? Here the initial and final point are same. So the work done by conservative force will be same. So nothing in it. Go for option B. No need to solve anything. This is the basic you can say quality of a conservative force. Next. You have a bucket full of water which weighs 5 kg. It is pulled with constant speed from a well 20 meter deep. There is a small hole in the bucket through which water leaks at a constant rate of 0.2 kilogram per meter. Okay, so with the height it is given. The total work done in pulling up the bucket up from the well is okay. So the total work done that now we need to do is basically what we are given. We need to calculate work as mgh. But what happening? The mass is continuously decreasing. So basically you need to do that the integration thing that you can have. So what we can have 0.2 kg per meter. It is what we can say. It is let's say dropping down. So let's say at height y. Now when you see the bucket, the mass remaining would be now the mass would be 5 minus 0.2 y. That would be the mass. And let's say in pulling it up by a small distance dy, so the work done would be m into g into dy. So m is 5 minus 0.2 y into g into dy. And now we need to add those works, and the y limit will go from 0 to h, that is 20. So that is the way you will do. So what we have now, this would be 5 into 10, 50. So 50 minus this is 2y dy from 0 to 20. So if you do that integration, I am writing it here. It would be 50y, that is 20 minus 0, minus 2y, that would be y square. Y square means 20 square minus 0 square. So what you have, 50 into 20, that is 1000 minus 400. So the work done would be 600 joules. Go for option A in this particular case. So it's a nice one. You have to take care, the mass is not constant, mass is varying. So this is a varying mass problem. Which of the following graphs show variation of potential energy with position x of the spring? You know that curve is like this. U is half kx square, so it's a parabolic thing. Or if you have u naught, it will be shifted upward, something like that. But the shape would be like this, not like this. Not like this. Okay, so only the C option. And that is the question was very big to be fit in a single screenshot. Next one. A small roller coaster starts at point A with speed u on a curved track as shown in the figure. The friction between the coaster, the roller coaster and the track is to be neglected, always remains in contact. The speed at the point D. So here, because energy is conserved, there is no need to look at the whole thing. This is A and this is D. You can directly say VD square is VA square plus 2GH because it has gone down, and H is 2H. So VA square is U square plus this will become 4GH. So V at D would be under root U square plus 4GH. Go for it. Go for option C in this particular case. That is the answer. Next one. Electric pump is used to fill an overhead tank of capacity 9 meter cube, that is the volume, kept at a height of 10 meter above the ground. If pump takes 5 minutes to fill the tank by consuming 10 kilowatt power, then the efficiency of the pump should be. So first let me calculate what is the work done by the pump. So what is the work done by the pump completely to fill up the completely, the work done would be, let's say we will say mgh. Now what is the mass of water? Density of water is 10 to the power 3, volume is 9, this is the mass, g is 10 and height is 10. So the work done here comes out to be 9 into 10 to the power 5 joules. And it is taking 5 minutes. So the output power I can say as 9 into 10 to the power 5 joule over 5 minutes, that is 300 seconds. So it basically comes out as 3 into 10 to the power 3 watt. So 3 kilowatt. So efficiency is 30% because input power is 10 kilowatt. You can directly make it out. Ideally, the work done should also include the kinetic energy imparted. But if you calculate this kinetic energy thing imparted, the speed here, that half mv square factor won't be that much. That is what I am guessing from the data which it wants to give up, because we are not even given the size of the pipe and everything. So it's tough to find out the speed. So I have neglected it, and the question assumes that you have to just simply see the raise in the kinetic and the potential energy, which theoretically is not the right thing, but we are not left with no option. If a particle is compelled to move in a given smooth curve under the action of the given force in the plane xi cap plus yj cap. So just remember, if you have seen my work done by the force along a path thing, you know this is a conservative force, because fx is dependent on x and fy is dependent on y. So given plane, so what you have to do, you have to find out this integration. What you have to do, f dot dr. So what would be f dot dr? You can directly write it as f dot dr. Dr, typically what we write it as, you write it as fxi cap plus fyj cap dot dr. Dr is basically dxi cap plus dyj cap if you have an xy plane. So it would be fx dx plus fy dy. So putting it here, it will become x dx plus y dy. So you can do it like here. You can do for this conservative thing, you can write it like this, because the work depends only on the net displacement, not on the path. So that's why you can do it. Okay, next one. A ball is released from the top of a tower. The ratio of the work done by force of gravity in first second, second second, and the third second. So just remember this thing. In the first second, if you remember, it only falls 5 meters. By 2 seconds, it falls 20 meters, half gt square I am doing. The location at time t would be half gt square. So this is 5 meter traveled in 1 second, 20 meter traveled in 2 seconds. So in second it is only 15 meter. And by the third second, you all remember half g into 9, that would be 45 meters. So in the third second, it moves 25 meters. So this ratio is 1:3:5, and work done would be mgh. So it is proportional to that height thing. So that ratio would be 1:3:5. So go for option C. That's a very standard profile you do even in the 1D. 10 liter of water per second is lifted from well through 20 meter and delivered with a velocity of 10. So let's see, here they have given the speed also. The power would be, so assuming the efficiency to be 100%, we are left with no choice. So power we can say would be dm by dt mass pulled per second into gh plus half dm by dt mass taken per unit time into v square, change in potential plus change in kinetic energy. So dm by dt, what we have is lifted from well through 20 meters and delivered with a velocity of 10 meter per second. I think it should be what we can say, because the velocity is 10 meter per second, so you can assume to travel 20 meter it is might be taking the 10 seconds something, or better don't do it in dm by dt thing here, because you have to given the total mass here. First calculate the complete work done would be mgh plus half mv square. That would be a better approach. So 10 liter of water means 10 kg, you all know. G means 10, h means 20 plus half into 10 into 10 ka square. So what you are left with, 100 into 20, that is 2000, and this will be 500. So 2500 joule work is done, and this is done basically 10 meter per second is the speed. Okay, then the power of the motor is, now what is the time? Again we are left with no choice. It means it is per second. Okay, it is given as per second, so I was doing it right also. Okay, so power is work done by time, so it is per unit time, so it would be 2500 watt. Go for option B, no issues in that. Next, the power of a water jet flowing through an orifice of radius r with a velocity v is, so what we have the power here, just take it like this. If it is going with speed v, so what I can say, the water which is at a distance, let's say v distance or v delta t distance here, will be pushed out in delta t time. So in delta t time, the total work done would be the imparting the kinetic energy to this complete length. What is the complete length? V delta t, let's say, into area of cross section, that is the volume that is pushed out, multiplied by density into v square. So this much work done is done in raising the kinetic energy of this much amount of water in time delta t. So power is work upon time. So it would be what you have, half rho a v cube, which most of you usually yourself remember that. So what we are left with, so it would be half into rho is 10 to the power 3 for water, area is what you have, pi r square, and v cube. So you are left with 500 pi r square v cube. So we are again left with option C here. Next one, VT graph of a particle going in a straight line is depicted in the figure. Mass of the particle is 2 kg, work done by all the forces. So W net, you know, that is the power of work energy theorem, is delta K. So at 0 the speed is 20, at 10 it is 20, minus 20, so it is half m final speed. So 20 square or minus 20 square, it doesn't matter, is minus 10 square. So what we are left with, half into 2, this is 400 minus 100, so this is 300 joules, and it is positive because the speed has increased, kinetic energy is increased, so work won't be negative, it would be positive. Next one, vertical spring of constant 100 is attached with a hanging mass of 10 kg. Now external force is applied to the mass so that the spring is stretched by additional 2 meters. So work done by the force Fs. So here it was basically hanging, so initially spring was originally, let's say, extended by x equilibrium, so Fx equilibrium was equal to 10 into 10, that is 100, so equilibrium extension was 1 meter. So here you have extended it from 1 meter to what we can say additional 2 meter, that is 1 meter to 3 meter. So work done by the force would be, change in spring potential energy plus delta Ug plus delta K. We are assuming delta K to be negligible change or a zero change because we are left with no other choice. Now delta U spring, what we can say, half K x final square, 3 square minus initial square, 1 square, and delta Ug would be minus mg, and it has fallen by 2 meters. So half K 3 square minus 1 square, that is 8, and mg into 2, 10 into 10 into 2. So this is 400 and this is 200. So work done by that additional force would be 200 joule. 200 joule is work done by gravity. So don't do it only half kx final square minus x initial square, because that is the work done by force plus gravity. Next, the potential energy of a particle of mass m is given by u is half kx square for x less than 0 and u equal to 0 for x greater than 0. So if I draw the curve, it would be something like this. For positive x it is 0, and for negative it's something like this. If total mechanical energy is E, let's say this line is E, so then its speed at x equal to root 2 e by k. So that means this is a positive point, root 2 e by k. So at any positive point u is 0, so this gap would be kinetic energy. So kinetic energy would be equals to E, you can say. So E would be equals to, you can say, half mv square. So the value of the v would be root 2 e by m. So you can do it like this. So just a basic question checking this potential energy curve. I doubt it would be useful for NEET or asked in NEET for NEET students, but no option right now. We have to solve since it is given in this particular question. Now match the following: work done by all the forces is equal to change in kinetic energy, that is called the work energy theorem. Work done by conservative forces is negative of the change in potential energy, so you can link it with the change in potential energy. That is what we can do. Or let me check for if there is any other option. So we are left with both choices. It is clear, A is Q, B could be P, B could be S. Ideally it is negative of change in potential energy. Work done by forces other than conservative. Other than conservative forces, we write it as change in what we can say mechanical energy. That is what we use. Change in mechanical energy equation, which says W non-conservative A plus W external, what you can say, that is equal to delta U plus delta K. That is the equation. So C is R, that is for sure. So A is Q. So A is Q, we are left with we are rejected with option B, A. Then C is R. So C is R, we are now left with how many options? We are left with A and C. So now what to tick? Now work done by conservative force. Now ideally it is linked to change in potential energy, though it is negative of delta U, but it's tough to say. So I'll personally suggest that this option must not be there. So if otherwise it was there, I would have easily ticked for it, but right now it could also be the answer. And what they have given as at A. So they have given as at A. I doubt it. I even think the C could be also an answer, because it is linked to change in potential energy. So they are not exactly saying that is equal to that thing, and you can also justify the given answer also. So I'll leave it for here. Ideally none option must not be given in good examination questions. A disc of radius 0.1 meter slides without friction on a horizontal surface with a velocity of 6. It then ascends a smooth continuous track as shown in figure, the height up to which it will ascend. So because it is a smooth surface, so that means omega is going to remain constant, because mg and normal both create no torque about the cm. So what it will lose? It will lose only the translational energy, and that would be equal to mgh. So h would be equal to, like they usually do, you do v square by 2gh. If it was pure rolling there also, then we have to multiply that beta factor, if you have learnt like that. So it is v square by 2g here only. So 36 upon 2 into what we have, g is 10. So 36 by 20, that is 1.8 meters. Go for option D. You can do it here. Next one. The causes of increase in kinetic energy when a man starts running without his feet slipping on ground is asked from two students. The first tricky says cause of motion in kinetic energy is work done by frictional force without which he cannot run. Cause of increase in kinetic energy is work done by internal forces of the body. So just remember, friction helps your foot not to slip. It doesn't provide the kinetic energy, because what we usually say, the friction involves a static, and static friction never supplies that sort of energy. So the Anil is correct, but the Ricky is wrong, because friction prevents slipping. It is not energizing you. It's your internal, you feel exhausted after running. That is because you are doing the work internally. A block of weight W is pulled a distance L along a horizontal table. The work done by the weight is, so because it is pulled along a horizontal table, so the force and displacement are perpendicular, so the work done is going to be 0. So be careful in reading it, don't do it in very haste. Internal forces can change, internal forces can change the kinetic energy of a system, but they cannot change the linear momentum of the system. So the option B is the right answer that you have seen in many cases. Next one. Delivery man moves 10 cartoons from the sidewalk along a 10-meter ramp to a loading dock which is 1.5 meters above the sidewalk. If each cartoon is a mass of 25 kg, what is the total work done by the delivery man on cartoons to move them to the loading dock? So you have to only check this height, only 1.5, so work done would be mgh. So 10 into, we don't need this 10 meter, we need this 1.5 meters. So h is 1.5 meter. And this is 10 cartoons, each is 25, and let's say G is 10, so total mass is 250 into 10, 2500 into 1.5, so it is 3750 joules. That is the work done by this delivery man. Next one. Sports cars accelerates from 0 to a certain speed in t seconds. How long does it take for it to accelerate to twice that speed? So just remember, 0 to v, the kinetic energy change is half mv square. For v to 2v, the change would be half m into 2v ka whole square, that is 4v square minus v square, that is thrice of half mv square. So it requires 3 times as much change, assuming the power is same. If power is same, so it is supplying energy at the same rate, so it will require 3t more seconds. So speed starting from here, how long does it take to accelerate to twice that speed starting from rest? So the total time would be t plus 3t, that would be 4t, that you can directly say. So that is what the 3t additional time, so final time would be 4t seconds. That is what is needed. So to explain you out, it is t equal to 0. At t equals to t, the speed has become v, and at t equals to 4t, the speed has become twice of v. That is what the question is saying. Next one. Last 3 now. Cricket ball at 30 degree with horizontal kinetic energy at highest point. You all know what happens here. If you throw it with speed u, this is theta, at highest point only u cos theta remains. So kinetic energy at the highest point will also be k initial cos square theta, because speed has become cos theta, so it becomes cos square theta. So it will become k cos square 30 is, is 3 by 4, so 3k by 4. Go for the option D here. Next one. The ratio of work done by the internal forces of a car in order to change speed from 0 to v and v to v. Again, we have done it. It would be, the ratio would be 1:3. We have done just in the question above, so you can make it out from here. A 750 kilowatt engine is generating full power. It is able to provide a 700 kg airplane at speed of 7.2.5 meter per second. Find the fraction of engine power that is being used. Okay, so what we have, so the power which is being used, we can say would be equals to F dot V. So F dot V, if I have to do, I have no option, I have to take it mg into V. I'm assuming it is going just upwards. I doubt whether it goes like that, but left with no choice. So it would be 7000 into 2.5, that is 17.5 kilowatt, you can say. So the fraction of power it is using, it is very less. It would be, what do you have? It would be 17.5 upon 750. Oh my god. So it would be very less. So if I have to do what we can do, if we can do 2.5. okay, so 300 and 2.5 is a 2.57. okay, so 7 by 300 is going to be the answer for this particular case. So that was all for this paper. We'll see you with some another new papers of JEE or NEET. Thanks for